Hi, I'm Susan Wismer. I'm from Britain, South Dakota. I came up to the Basin Electric annual meeting for the first time this year because of the anniversary celebration and because my grandfather was Art Jones, the first president of Basin Electric, and I was just looking forward to what I know is going to be a great celebration. Growing up, I remember my grandfather, we'd go to our local rural electric meetings, and my dad would be nervous because, especially as he got older, Grandpa would talk for a long time at the local rural electric meetings, and I was young enough so that I just didn't have a clue what he was talking about. But as we were growing up, there were lots of special events. I remember coming up to the groundbreaking up here in North Dakota for the first coal plant. I remember they did have some recognition events for him as for Art as he was retiring. I remember one at the Britain Auditorium, probably in the very early 70s. All of us grandchildren got up and sang a song about our grandpa. Really, Grandpa was gone an awful lot, not only when his own children were growing up, but also when the grandkids were growing up. And his wife, Wilma, my grandmother, raised those 4 boys, spent an awful lot of time on her own raising them, and it was really the characteristics that brought to those boys were that they were always, they knew how to manage things because they'd been managing things themselves ever since they were little kids. It got to be so that when Grandpa would come home, I drove the swather when I was a teenager in the summertime, and the farm was big enough so that I pretty much just stayed busy all summer, either swathing alfalfa or small grain. And the swather was one piece of equipment that Grandpa would get on, and lots of times just natural farm conflicts. Grandpa didn't spend a lot of time on the farm, but when he came, he wanted to get something done, and lots of times his ideas of what needed to get done weren't the same as the ideas of the 4 boys that had been there all week long. So that's just one thing that I remember about Grandpa. He may have been, you know, different people have different strengths, and as much as I hear from the rural electric world about how Grandpa was so beloved and was such a good a judge of people and had such a marvelous vision, those were his strengths. Everybody has weaknesses, and to tell the truth, Grandpa's weakness maybe was that he maybe wouldn't have been as good a farmer, but he certainly raised 4 boys, he and his wife, that were excellent farmers.